Found me a nice little campsite here at about 10,600 feet. Part of setting up any camp is putting up your hammock. Are you even really camping if you don't have a hammock? Little pro tip, if you guys don't like paying full price for stuff like me, I bought this hammock at Sierra Trading Post. They're usually discounted. If you're picky about your colors, they may not have anything that you like, but this was just a plain kind of forest green hammock, which was perfect. For me anyways. And adjust as necessary. There we go. I'm all kinds of green right now. Don't mind me. Alright, so here's my setup for the next few days. The first thing I'm going to point out here is I bought a Starlink just so I could hang out this week and get some work done. We'll see how it does. If it works, great. Awesome. Everything will go as planned. If it doesn't, I'll have to maybe camp close to town and hang out at a coffee shop during the day. Here's the rest of it. And this is my buddy's Jackery. It's a 2000 watt. When this thing first gets powered up, it's pulling about 80 watts. It says it'll last about 20 hours, but then once it's up and running, it drops to about half that, around 40 something. It was saying it'd last 34 hours. So I may only get 2.5 days worth of work in, maybe 3, but I can charge it if I'm driving around. I can charge it a little bit, but I should have grabbed his solar panels. I'd be able to stay out here. Well, I'd be able to work out here for a full week, but yeah, we'll see how it does, see how quick the speeds are. And here's my campsite. There's my Plano boxes full of stuff. Set up the tent, there's a little fire pit, and then over here, there's the hammock back in the trees. And back in here, so this is, I guess, my third day out. I hadn't showered, but brought the Jewel Coco hot tap. Since I'm going to be out here for a week, I found this trickling little stream over here, which was actually just perfect. I wasn't sure if it'd be enough flow to power that thing, but I just turned the water flow all the way down. There's the pump. Took myself a nice warm shower. The breeze was kind of chilly, but it was nice warm water for sure. So yeah, this is going to be home sweet home for the next 3 days. Today's Sunday. I'll probably be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then either Wednesday night or Thursday night I'm gonna go meet up with some friends. Probably Thursday night we're gonna hit some trails. So this is kind of my last hurrah. It's the end of September. We're gonna get to see some leaves change colors. Got a little bit of hunting in. Gonna do some work because I gotta do work. My hobbies don't support me yet. And then some off-roading. So I decided to bring my little portable table out here into the sun. It was just below freezing, I think, because any little water residue I had on my Jetboil turned to ice, but nothing beyond that was freezing. Well, let's check this out. So the only downside that I have found to working out here is, even though I've got pretty good Wi-Fi, my phone won't text people. So I have an Android. It won't text people with an iPhone, and I can't make any calls. So I've been using Google Voice, which is actually what we use for work, and it's been great. I've been on the phone with my superintendents and co-workers, so I hadn't had any issues there. Just running a speed test here. Downloads 108 megabytes per second, uploads 10. So for being somewhere where there's no phone signal, beautiful place like this, I don't mind this office. Nice if it was a tad warmer in the morning, because getting my hands to work on this keyboard is a little tough. I didn't bring any gloves, unfortunately, but that might help. Might not. I don't know. After spending a couple days alone, you tend to look for something to do to keep your mind occupied. So today I took a hike at the local trail. It was quite beautiful at the trailhead and had to see the rest of it. So I just came up the trail from Wetterhorn Basin and hit this little pass here. And these are the views that welcomed me. It's kind of the north edge of the San Juan mountain range. One of those is Wetterhorn. This is the Uncompadre Wilderness area. Views. So my watch is saying it was 3.3 miles from the trailhead down there. The first 2 miles were pretty easy. You could take your kids or family or whatever to the waterfall. There's a cool little waterfall there. And then from that point, it gets a little bit more difficult. But I feel like this is a little bit of a hidden gem. I don't know why I've heard of Wetterhorn. I see it from, I think it's the road that goes through Lake City. It's got a name, but I'm blanking on it right now. But yeah, this north side, there's Owl Creek Pass to West Cimarron Fork, and it just has some great camping along the way. And at the end of the road is this trail. It's got some cool views, as you can see. So I'm gonna head back down and, I don't know, hang out at camp, figure out what my game plan is gonna be for tomorrow. The next day, after working for a couple hours, I decided to pack up camp and head to the next location. There's a hike in the area that I had been wanting to do for a long time, so I decided to spend the next couple days at that location and also just see how the leaves were changing along the way. So I'm on an early morning hike today. Started hiking about 4:15, 4:20. So I'll be hiking in the dark for a couple hours. Hiking in the dark takes a different mindset. Not much to look at except the ground in front of you, which if you're hiking hard is usually the case anyways. But my mind just kind of wanders. Work, family, faith. Really, those three things. I guess the things you prioritize in life, I suppose. I made it up to this little ridge. And this is the other side. There's the warmth of the sun coming up. And then the 14er's right up here somewhere. So I'm up at about 13,400, maybe a little more. I don't know if I just got off trail or if this trail from the ridge is more difficult or what, but it's a little sketchier than I'm willing to try. There's ice right up here, and it looks like you could either go right or go left, but you're literally climbing it like a class 4, maybe class 5, literally using hands and feet to get up it. And anyways, a little sketchier than I'm willing to attempt. So I guess I'm gonna hike back down a little bit and make sure I didn't miss some other trail up, but otherwise this might be as high as I get. So I did not make it up to that 14er. Messaging my buddy, he said it's a class 3/4. So I might have been exaggerating a little bit on it, but either way, more difficult than I'm willing to take on. So headed back down. There's a third lake down here that's supposed to be super blue, so I'm excited to see that one in the daylight. It was too dark on the way up still. Very blue lake. Can't really tell in the shadow, but when the sun hits it, it just pops. Pretty cool, worth the hike. So these are the views that I missed coming up in the dark. That blue lake, I could see it from the trail that I walked coming down, but I had no idea how close I was to it when I was coming up. There's also somebody camped in a tent not far off the trail. I never even saw it. All you can see is your headlamp on the trail in front of you. So I'm seeing all this for the first time. There it is. There's the Starlink, powered by the Jackery. I'm down to like 42-45%, something like that right now. So should get me through the rest of today and then probably a few hours tomorrow. And that's all I need it for. I'd say it did its job, but here's my campsite. Thought it was pretty sweet. It's got some good views back there. Got a little fire pit. The stream is actually just right down here. I'm able to get some water. I use this Katadyn Be-Free 3-liter. I've enjoyed it. Some people say these things get pinholes, but I've not had any leaks, and I've had it for a while. There's my ground tent. One of these days I'll get a rooftop. And then I've been sitting over here doing some work. Enjoying the outdoors, actually getting some work done. And tomorrow, actually tonight, one of my buddies, Oren, is gonna be here. We're gonna camp out. He'll be in pretty late. And then we're gonna meet his other friend in Telluride and start doing some trails. So this sweet little campsite served me well for a couple nights. We're all packed up. Oren got in at about 2:30 a.m. last night. So we're gonna go meet his buddy in Telluride and hit some trails. We're gonna do some trails. Off-roading trails, not hiking trails. I feel like I've got to clarify that with people sometimes. I'll say, I'm gonna go do some trails, and they're like, oh yeah, which ones are you gonna hike? I'm like, oh, off-roading trails actually.